Biologicals are a driving force in agriculture's mission to feed a growing population while protecting environmental resources. But does the data-backed science lead to performance? Join NewLeaf Symbiotics on a journey that demonstrates whether their unique biological PPFM technology moves beyond potential and promise to proof of impact on the acre. This is the Pink Performance Tour.
Welcome back, Allison and Chris, to the field. This year has been an exceptional year for white mold, and we're just really starting to see it now. So I can't wait to get out here and dig.
And now you were really cold and wet at the beginning of the season, if I remember, right? How did the rest of the season shape up for you?
Yeah, so June was abnormally wet. We got a lot of rain, and then we stayed consistent with our heat and our rain. So it was a perfect, basically, storm for some white mold without any control out there.
Yeah, and with the early stuff that we've seen are differences in the plant, root structure, the plant's color, the root color. I'm just really excited to get out here and do some digging. So should we go see what we can find?
Absolutely.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Back in the field, and I just wanted to remind everyone how we set the trial up. And we have a TS601 treatment, and it was split planter on a 16-row planter. And so that was split across the entire field. So that's how this was set up. And we do have a spot in here where it's completely unsprayed foliar for fungicide, and that's where we're standing right now. And here's what we're seeing. We're seeing a more mature plant in the treated area and more white mold in the untreated area. What do you think, Allison?
Yeah, the white mold is not pervasive, right? It's not every single plant, but walking through and really looking at it, like we found a fair amount of white mold in the non-treated, and we found fewer plants with white mold on the treated side, and they did look a little bit farther ahead in terms of, you know, senescence initiating. So talk to me about white mold. Like, how does this impact you? And you know, what does it really take to control it in your operation?
Yeah, so we've been dealing with white mold for quite a while now, and it can be a very widespread, very difficult disease to control, especially in a high yield environment. And so a grower standard practice here is a 2-pass fungicide, targeting the flowers at the highest yielding nodes. So node 7, node 10, we want to protect that main stem and get it under control in this high yield environment. So coverage, contact, timing is very important. So missing it by a day could cost you big money.
Goes on that. Yeah, that's nice. Oh my gosh.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah, so that's grower standard practice, right?
Yep.
Chain of pearls, I love it.
Yeah. So we're in a area where it was treated for white mold with foliar fungicides twice.
Okay.
And you can still see we have some white mold on here. This happens to be untreated without the TS601. And you can see here, even with treating twice with a foliar fungicide, you would think this might have come in early because it's so far down on the plant, but actually when it throws branches way down here, it's actually a stress response to what's happening up here. So this probably came in July 10th, 15th, somewhere in there after sprays were done. But for the most part, we protected the plant. So we'll still get some yield out of something like this, but it was set in so much later.
And kind of a late onset like that, what kind of yield robbing can that do?
That's a good question. It depends. So there was obviously flowers down here where it was able to get infected, and it depends. We're just going to infect these 2 branches. I'll take that, leaving the main stem pretty healthy. Right? So we could rob very little, or we could have hit one just a little bit farther up on the main stem and taken the whole main stem out, and that would be the worst case scenario.
Wow.
And you think that's due to the 2 passes of fungicide that it kind of protected it
Correct.
like that, or stopped
That's
it there?
exactly why. So we've basically did exactly what we set out to do, was protect the main yielding portions of this plant, even in the presence of white mold. So this is a good example. So we shifted over here to the treated with TS601, the biostimulant, and 2 foliar fungicide passes to combat white mold. And so we're gonna dig some roots up here, but the first thing I do when I come out here at this stage of the game is dig right between the rows. We're in a 30-inch row, and I just wanna dig right between, and what I'm looking for is right here.
Oh my gosh, you can see nodules in the middle of the aisle.
So, and I think it's overlooked when people come out and they dig, you know, and they just wanna get the plant. This root system is much more robust than you would think.
Yeah.
And so it tells me we actually found, you know, natural bacteria, because no seed inoculant is going to get dragged that far out. So we have good soil life here. We have good rhizobia in the soil. Granted, these are done. We're late in the season. Those nodules are dead. But that's the first thing I do.
It's that far away from the crown. Wow.
I mean, yeah, you can find them intertwined, and it's kind of crazy.
There we go.
Got it.
Yep.
Really good, successful roots going down.
Yeah, nice
A lot of
tap.
good nodulation. And at this point of the season, those nodules have given everything back to the plant.
So just visually, I would say obviously a little bit thicker, a little bit healthier.
Yeah, overall, at this point of the season.
Few 4-bean pods in here that we didn't see over on the other side. Here's one, a really nice one.
Oh, yeah.
Maturity wise, I mean, looks fairly similar. I don't feel like the area with the fungicide is maturing quite as quick as where there's no fungicide.
Yeah. It has a little extra time.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So this one is the untreated. So it has no TS601 or biostimulant, but it still has the 2 over-the-top fungicide foliar passes. This is also from that, and this is just a good example of, you know, the infection over here versus the pressure in the treated with TS601 and biostimulant, and they are totally unaffected. We're here, we're finding like infected plants late season, just like these would have been, but the treatment is clearly doing something there.
That's awesome.
Yeah, this is really cool. Not to mention, these are just bigger plants.
Yeah, so hold that up. What do you see when you look at those?
I see more branching, which I kind of like that. These just seem like a smaller stem diameter, and the root mass is much bigger. And yeah,
Great.
I like what I see.
Not too many 2-bean pods on this side. How about you?
I got
Here's
one
one.
here,
Yeah.
one
2.
here,
Here's one.
one here. Here's a 1, 2, 2. So I think that's, you know,
Yeah.
again, combine will tell the truth, but just to the eye, I feel like there's a difference in just the plant's health as well as the root structure, and then pods. And they're filled, you know.
Right.
I can't wait to see how this yields out.
Yeah, me too.
Adam, thanks so much for having us out. This was great to see your 2 comparisons, right? One section of the field where you purposely did not spray fungicide, so we could see what that base pressure of disease that these plants are facing, right? So saw some decent sclerotinia pressure here, but even here where you applied 2 foliar passes, we still saw a little bit of breakthrough infection, and we're really keen to see how this yields out. And I have to say, I mean, like you said, you dig the roots, and we love roots, right? We feel like it's the hidden half. A lot of root researchers call it the hidden half of the plant. It's doing all this stuff below ground, which obviously changes what happens above ground. And I have to say, you're a real root whisperer, and we can't wait to see how this technology does in your hands. So yeah, can't wait.
Yeah, and thank you for having us out. Really excited to see what happens when the combine runs through here. That the story will be told then. So
I appreciate everybody coming out. I gotta say, I love being involved in this stuff, even though we've been dealing with white mold for a very long time. Being on the cutting edge of something like a bio-fungicide is like really interesting stuff. And it just re-solidifies that what we're doing is right? Or maybe we need to adjust some things. So never stop learning, never stop questioning yourself, and always keep trying new things. That's kind of what I love to do, and that's why I love getting involved in these things.